Good morning, it is 5:44. We are watching some patchy clouds come in, but overall we're in for another fairly decent day. It's not going to be totally sunny today as it was yesterday, but the trade-off on this is going to be milder weather because what these clouds are, and even some isolated showers across parts of Pennsylvania, what they are, the leading edge to milder air that's set to come in here. It's already starting to filter in with a more southerly breeze, but this will help things out a bit. So it's a little bit of a passage of just sort of cloudiness that we have to get through, but I think the overall trend will be for it to help us out with those temperatures and for a lot of us bring things back closer to where they normally are. What you see is there's a lot milder air out here across parts of the Ohio Valley and back through the deep south and southern plains, and that is what's going to be coming in for about 36 to 48 hours before then another plunge of cold air comes in from the north and the northwest. So there is a little bit of a roller coaster ride with temperatures. At least we're on the upswing in the short term, that is for sure. Let's hit this full screen. These are the temperatures that are happening right now. It's still cold out there this morning. It's not to say it's not cold enough that you don't need the winter jacket, but it's just not as cold as yesterday morning was. But remember, that was near record cold, so this is a little bit closer to just averages. And even now, you got 22 in Willimantic, 22 in Norwich. You can see how Hartford's coming in at 31, but still 23 degrees in Meriden. You don't have to go very far, and there's a big difference between that and New Haven's 41, but that has everything to do with just a little bit of onshore flow that's very light. Once you're off that influence and away from the water, easily temperatures are cold and well below freezing this morning. Later on today, we are expecting to see what I'd call a blend of sun and clouds. I think there are going to be a few times in the late morning where the patchy clouds may overtake and make the sky look mainly gray. But then as the afternoon comes, the sun should come back through some of those clouds again, and that will help in boosting temperatures into, in most cases, the lower 50s. I've been a little bit aggressive. I've gone a degree or two beyond some guidance, but I think overall the idea is lower 50s. There could be a few mid 50s out there at the heating of the day, especially in those urban areas like Hartford and Middletown, maybe New Britain. But I think for the most part, you're just going to feel milder weather. Whether or not you have a 52 or a 54, it's going to feel a lot warmer than yesterday did, that's for sure. And then tonight, although it will get chilly, I think because we'll have a lot of clouds, we might even have a sprinkle or two. It's not going to get nearly as cold. We'll see temperatures remaining above freezing in the 30s to around 40 degrees in most towns by the time you wake up on Monday morning. So here's our FUTURECAST tomorrow's weather today, showing at times some of those clouds taking over, may gray out the sky a little bit, but you can see as we get into the afternoon, this will probably be the brighter spot in time. You can see there 3 o'clock through 5 o'clock this afternoon. And then tonight, I think the clouds will have a tendency to fill in again. And then as we consider Veterans Day, I think it'll be cloudier than today, and that will have several times where I think the skies will gray over and temperatures will be, again, relatively speaking, milder with highs in the upper 40s and lower 50s. Then Tuesday comes along, and that's the transition day. That's when we think a weather front will be moving south in tandem with an area of low pressure. Will start off as rain, but then change to snow. And there could be a few to several hours of snow, light to moderate snow, that in some cases, not everywhere, but in some cases, we might see a little pileup of maybe a coating on some grassy areas and so forth as we look towards later Tuesday. And notice what happens by 7 p.m. Tuesday. Wind chills are in the basement, teens and single digits according to FUTURECAST. So it's looking like we do have major change. And you can see there Tuesday, I've got temperatures forecast to be in the 40s, but that's in the very first part of the day. That's the morning. And then in the afternoon, temperatures will be falling through the 30s. And I'd say by the time the commute home happens, temperatures will be below freezing, and it certainly will feel a lot colder with the wind. Wind chills by evening will be in the single digits. The other thing with precipitation ending and it turning so cold so quickly, there could even be some problems with some icing on some of the back roads and some of those bridges and overpasses. So that might be another element to this that we'll be keeping our eyes on. And it really it'll have everything to do with the timing on the end of the precipitation and when that real fast cool down happens. Does it dry up in time, or is it still wet and it really just gets too cold?
A lot of variables.
Oh, that's weather. Yes. That's why I like it so much.